everything that led up to now. Chaos, death, decay, rebirth. I have dreams about us together. I have memories of unfathomable pain. Oceans so deep you'd never reach the bottom. The world is so cold, especially at night, when there is no one to greet you, or offer you shelter, or a chance to work for it. She sings the anthems. She is a rock star. She would never give up on you, even when the world constricted around us. I love the way you wait in the moonlight. I love the way we walk in the moonlight. I have the same dream every night. We are exploring the beautiful parts of the world and our family is together. If the days are passing and I can't count them, then I will not be able to understand anything. You lie in bed next to me saying, "Please don't leave me." I walk down the street of the city and remember when we were together. You were in bed next to me saying, "Please don't leave me." I will be cruel to the world for taking you from me. When God comes back, there will be judgment without violence. There will be order without the sword. There will be homes without walls. There will be satisfaction without eating and drinking. The advice you've given me is the best I've ever received. As I run away from the places I used to call home, the night greets me, and I fall into it with open arms, wishing I could understand the sounds the winds are making, the anthem, the motion, the emotion of the song. Today I will dream about going to new places and being on a ship, thinking I made it out of the old world, to escape to the new world. But really I will be drowning in the oceans, falling after you. We stand on top of a skyscraper overlooking the city. We need more words in our language for the grief we feel when we are separated. If you are here, then please listen. I will never give up on telling the truth. If you believe in truth, then spread it. The love I feel from you makes me want to never give up on life. A mundane life reading books about where you want to be, but the years have vanished, and you have become quite different than the person of your youth. You now have experienced the world, and always want to go to more places you never thought you would. See any country but your own. When every word you speak reforges your world, we fly in an airplane and see the world below. A world of hopes, a world of beauty, the same beauty of each morning when the sun rises over the ocean. We learn from the morning what we will never learn from any book. I learned more during the sunrise than I ever learned in school. It taught me the nature of silent and beautiful things, and the nature of quickly passing things. With my eyes fixed on the pages, I type more words about love and needing, and searching and giving. You have changed and become something I will never recognize. The wrath is beyond any of the anger you have seen before. The depth of love, of a life unlived, of love so quickly scorned. The world collapses before our eyes. Up the hill, just another mile more, and then we will be home. Darkness covers the world. I only believe in what I see, never believed in spirits that can live on after death. I see your eyes, and then in them the echo of the lives long past. Words on a page that have no value until they are verbalized. Together we have more than what we will ever be individually. We think we have time to waste in the world. We're wrong. I cannot sleep. I suffer from insomnia, and then I don't get out of bed in the morning until 1 p.m. Come and find me. I'm asking you. I'm begging someone to come out of the light and pull me out of the darkness. If you feel the things I feel, you will never lack connection again. Let the time pass. I never cared about dying. At the end of the story, it won't be happy. Sitting in the Bishop O'Connell cafeteria, I am not writing poems. In the courtyard, I will waste the hours. You can take my poetry book straight to hell with you when you die without realizing what you've done. There is no religion here. There is nothing but sadness here. Peaceful, calm, laughs, smiles, kisses, words left unwritten, all things that we never experienced. Poems can portray a spiritual truth while you are busy not listening to my words. I was busy preparing words that would consume the world in fire. Alone Christmas Eve, all angels' voices, all dirty faces, hospital bed, phone call ignored. You will know what is inside me. I felt paralyzed, could not control my own weight. My power was useless. It was a new and glorious morning. We stood outside. We walked through the dawn. We watched the twilight melt into day. We watch the day act as if it would never leave us. We have feelings inside us. They tell us they are more than what they actually are, and they are not lying. I hope God understands what we are feeling. The way you look at me when you realize that we will never find peace. The promise rings hollow. Your words have lost their efficacy. When we walk out the front door, searching for a different life. When you remember that your life would be dreadful, stuck in a small town, alone, with no way to get out. Growing more confident every day. Forgetting how hard it was to simply breathe. When you go to the new city and meet people you have never met before, and see things you have never seen before. The reasons why you hate them, what you can't forgive. The torment at night when you are dreaming the permanence of who you are and who you will never become again. The bitterness of every kiss. The graveyard we walk by and never look at. I am alone in my room. I have locked the door. We used to play video games together. I feel disconnected from you. I feel as if I could never reach you. All I wanted was a friend. Poetry is the emotion you wanted to feel but never could. Music is the emotion you are feeling right now when the days pass slowly and you are ignored when you need help and you have no phone and you are locked alone in a room. Take my heart and break it. Take my life and destroy it. The melody that approaches and then leaves. You were not here when I stood alone. You were not here when the world was transformed and everyone fought their own wars. I feel strangled, broken down, like I will always be alone. My face is freezing. My days are passing too fast to keep track, too quickly to hold on to any specific object. The morning of Christmas, the days when we stand underneath the stars, and remember the hope that is still in our hearts, when our lives turn around, when we come home after the longest night alone. Lover, remember the adventures we have together, the love we share. I think about a future in which we are separated, and it is like being stripped of what you never knew was what brought meaning to the lazy summer evenings, what inhabited the mornings when it is raining. In the mornings we are exploring almost every part of the world. Or the moment when I see your pretty face and hold it in my hands, because in that moment I feel calm, the anxiety disappears, and you stitch back together the pieces of my heart that I thought would never be whole again. We wait here for inspiration, remembering the pain of our almost forgotten past. Fear of burning forever in hell. I miss the days when we were all together, when we were all inspired and wondered where our thoughts come from. The seasons vanish and repeat. Being with you on the morning of Christmas, where joy lit up the following night. With the New Year's brings new anxieties. And I sit here writing in a leather journal. You are on the other side of the nation. I felt overcome with sadness the day you left. I believe in what is greater than myself. I choose to fall head first into hope. I spiritually desire communion. I desire to hold you every night when we feel isolated, when we become enthralled with stories about magic. The night of the storm, we stayed inside the house, watching movies, and I started weeping, and I fell into your arms. There is freedom in being alone at home writing. There is power in the words that are written here, when no one else can read them. I hope you find what you've been dreaming of, when we were younger, and we told each other our secrets. I still miss you when you're gone, and think about when we were lying in bed and heard your gentle voice. I will think of you when the days get tough, and I wanted to come home to you, and sleep and wake up next to you. The ending of the movie Titanic, the middle of the movie Titanic, which we watched together, and I burst into tears and you didn't know why. The lonely road of life, when I think of the paths we find ourselves in too often. I have to keep moving and working. The people I meet inhabit my poems. When you read my poems, you will feel what every person I meet has felt. One day the world was lost. God did not come down to save the world, but lit the world on fire, and burned those who dissented at the stake. I cannot stop writing because if I stop expressing, I will stop feeling. No need to feel if feelings are not shared. If they are alone, they die like a single cell outside the body. By itself, it will not live. I need you to be here with me. I have so many feelings that cannot be shared without you. I need you to be here with me. I have imbibed the seasons that are passing. They only exist inside my soul now. My name is Natalie Gabler. There is no salvation outside the Catholic Church. When I feel lost and I realize that what life could be if only I was found, when I look out at the distant people and realize I will never experience connection again, your hand touching mine through the window, but the glass is impenetrable. We are all waiting in the world. We are all lost, belonging to nothing. We are all desiring connection to what we can't feel. The moment when the world stops moving and I start dreaming. The moments that pass and we find ourselves writing the same words. You write the same poems over and over again because you realize that you will never describe the moment the way you want it to be expressed. Raindrops pattering outside the window. Raindrops falling outside the tent when we are alone in the park trying to sleep and dream. Raindrops on the pavement at my university where I will never walk as a student again. During the day my backpack was soaked and some of my books were destroyed. Raindrops on your cheek during the storm on a boat in the middle of the ocean when you are scared and I am scared too. Teardrops on your face then run down mine as well. I wipe them off your face and pull back the veil and kiss you. And then we are together for a lifetime. And then I'm content because we survived the tribulation together. We survived the days alone and found each other. Raindrops rattling in the window of our room when we were alone reading together. Raindrops on the pages of a book we had written until it is so damaged that no one will ever tell what was written there. Remember the passion in the simple seconds that pass slowly, but are gone before you recognize it. This is a love story. I reach out to God, and my eyes are closed. I see you sleeping peacefully. I remember the days we spend together. All I want is to find something true. If it is not true, I won't ever believe it. Lover, tell me what you are feeling right now, as the demons surround our deathbeds, as our hearts are stopping, and we realize that we can't understand the truth, that we are slowly losing the oxygen in our brains. Lover, tell me what you are feeling right now, as you feel the motion and power of what love can do to the world. As the revolution ends, the war ends, and I kiss you because we've made things right. Lover, tell me what you believe about love, as our worlds become just a little bit more directionless than they have ever been. Locked the door, magically sealed, cannot break through to the other side. Loving you for the rest of my life, never giving up when you are alone in that room. Lover, tell me what you are feeling right now, as we forget we ever knew each other because of medical amnesia. The city streets are growing colder, as we have no one to connect with. Lover, tell me what you are feeling right now, as you realize you never could let go of me, as you remember walking beside me, hand in hand. We have been locked away, and will never have our voices heard again. Corporations telling us what to think and how to feel, but the thoughts are lies, the feelings are not true. I miss the moment when we loved each other our entire lives. The one who feels the truth is the one who experiences freedom. Poetry is when an emotion has become entombed in words, but you must resurrect it. The winter snow falls down, but it is not the snow from my youth. It is the snow of my future, and then it is the snow of my past, which I will never experience again. It covers these streets until we give up and stop uncovering it, and then our secrets will remain hidden until the day when the sun comes up in spring and melts it all away. We tread forward every moment toward the future that we will never understand. I can never stop writing. I can never stop trying to understand the world that has given up on understanding me. It feels like I'm drowning. I'm growing colder. I'm going where I never thought I would go. I'm falling in places I always felt secure. I've experienced too much pain to ever recognize joy. Hold on to me while you still can. Hold on to me while you are still alive. The moment when I feel so much and let so much joy encapsulate me, I have experienced the world. I have trembled at the sight of explosions, in wars that have begun with no end in sight. All I can offer you is my unconditional love. All I have to give is everything I have. My life has become so incredibly painful, and I want to feel that pain, because it is better to experience something than to always feel nothing. Songs we remember, days we remember when we were together, celebrating the passing of the winter and its fading into the spring. We have forgotten about the fear in our hearts. We have become so reckless with everything, including love. We have grown to recognize the peace that exists when we see each other for who we really are. Unending love, permanent pain. I feel the exhilaration in every moment, as we are taken from one world and thrust into another. I have so many things to say about a world we will never experience again. I miss the people I will never see again. 7 years away from everyone, as I learn a new language and never speak English again during that time. We listen to the melodies for the 1000th time. I have emotions that connect me to you. I have dreams about being on a road trip to Florida with you, and we get lost along the way. We remember the past and all the times we spent alone, but Judgment Day is coming, and we will forget the pain within our own souls. Our anxiety causes us to never take a risk, to never fall headfirst into each other, and to never find each other. And I'm on the other side of the continent waiting tables, wishing I was given another chance. Cars driving past us in the snow. We all have places to go. You look at the snow on the ground, the same snow you saw the first day you came here. And now you are leaving me. The movie was a blur. I don't remember what happened in it. With every second, I realized that you contain the spark of what I longed for most of my lifetime. My words will be simple from today until my last breath. I hold you at the airport and never let go of you. The days when we are together and we are holding on to each other, and it is snowing outside. I have a deep need to feel your skin against mine when the darkness of the world makes us lose our way home. It helps me keep my bearings and recognize where I am, that I'm still walking down the highway, and I still have to keep up the fight. My name is Christian. Hold on to me. Don't slip away from my grasp. Through the unending wrath during the war, through the unending cold in the snowstorm, through the unnerving pain after both, we recognize that after all this time, after all this violence, we were closer to each other during the chaos, in the burning skyscrapers than we ever were before. I'm writing a notebook and filling all the pages with thousands of words. One day I was standing alone at the metro station and was fearing losing everything and never having a home again. One day I was pacing across the floor of the hospital, waiting to hear from the doctors. One day I was dreaming about a woman I would never see again. And then I was lost in a fog for the rest of my life. I found my religion and then I lost it. I found my hope and then it vanished. I found you where I was hopeless. I found you when the rest of the world couldn't care less about the most important questions. As we grow older, we remember all of these things. In our youth, we never thought about them. I had a dream you were beside me, and we were traveling through the world together, and didn't have to worry about anyone telling us what to do. We would survive on our own. And we were in Florida. And then we were in San Diego. And then we were in Europe, seeing things that people dream about seeing their whole lives. And the next day I felt ill, and didn't get out of bed for several years. And continued to dream about us together. I believe we will live forever. Remember that we are dust in the wind. Remember that the days are passing more quickly than I can imagine. Remember that the years have passed, and after the end of all these years, we are still alone. And when I'm alone, I have time to lock myself in my room and write stories about magic power and desperation. Today I fall headfirst into the dream I had years ago, lying alone in a hospital bed. The window is open, and I can hear the wind. And the doors are wide open, and the light pierces through. All I can feel is the joy that comes with living. All I can hear are the sounds of music. All I can see is the hope in your bright eyes. All I can dream about is us together, in the life we would share, that others would take from us, for no reason. All I can talk about is how the days are quickly passing, and we don't need sleep until we're dead. Let go of the world you've known. Grace is waiting on the other side. Have you ever felt so desperate to escape that you felt like you could crawl out of your own skin? Resurrection. We will be reborn in the fires of our future, but when we pass through the flames, we will want to forget the reasons why we are going through them. In the morning the rain comes down, In the morning, the day feels like it will never end. The air I breathe reminds me that life is simple, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. I was walking through the hallways of my high school. I was invigorated by a spirit that told me, one day I'll be far from that place. One day I'll be able to stand on my own. It never would be pushed down. Walking alone home in the rain from school. One day I was standing in the center of my university and it was dark. I was alone. And the world had grown colder because winter was quickly approaching. And I couldn't concentrate on anything but writing this poem. One day I was in my room, writing alone. And when I was writing this poem, I knew there were too many words that I would never be able to write because I didn't want to think about the pain. One day, I came home and collapsed into my bed alone. Love will shred the fabric of our lives because it tears in both directions and pulls on you until there is nothing left of you. But I will not complain about it. We just want to be together. We want nothing more and nothing less. In the moments where you feel hopeless, in the moments when you have peace taken from your arms, you know there will be joy when you embrace the sunlight. I miss you in my arms. I used to care about writing poems, but I won't care because you are not in my arms. In the chaos of the world, we are stunned when we see what has happened on the news. As the new day comes and nothing about the world changes, we will fall down and never get up. I can feel the music of our lives. I can feel the days pass when I wish I was higher than the mountains that I see. Because who we are is not who we are spiritually. With you, I could feel at peace when we are alone. When we realize that we have control over our own words, over our own lives, over our own futures. The music that we hear makes us feel sad. The music we hear makes us want to go back to times past that we will never again return to. As the night approaches, we know we will lay our heads down and dream about the life we had together, which we want back and are struggling to have come back to us. Heaven has grown so far away from us. The only thing we want is to have it come back to us. As we wait here, you're in tears. I'm forgetting that I could have had a future. In that I walk the streets of the city, alone, and never find anyone. As we wait here, you're pacing across the floor. You are panicking. You can't believe that he's gone. You can't believe that he's dead. Peace beyond all understanding, days when we long to be together forever and never let go of each other. Isn't it frightening how fast each day has followed the other? Isn't it frightening how much power governments and large corporations have over us, without even asking us what we want? I don't want to let go of you, but I cannot hold on forever. You fall into the waters and I never see you again. Today is the day I lost touch with my true self. Today is the day I became lost in a fog of unemployment and uncertainty, of poverty and inequality. I can barely see the light at the end of this tunnel. I can barely hold on to you as you fall into the water, and I never see you again. Longing and seeking you every day, and dreaming about salvation. Take me back to where we were before you were falling into the waters. I can barely hold you, and I never see you again. If within the world there is no peace, if within the world there is no moment where we lay down and love and understand each other, I don't want to live in that world. If within the world there is nothing but violence, if within the world there is no way to slow down and realize our own humanity, I don't want to live in that world. Imagine a world where we have what is simple, what is clearly graspable, but no one understands, where there's peace and reconciliation. You know, I want to live in that world. Let's ignore the rest of the world and live in the one we want. Do not deny the truth in our own eyes. Do not deny the truth in 1,000 dawns of each morning. Do not deny we will find the truth. At night we're driving together. We are running from the war, escaping from this country and fleeing to a new one. I can feel your heartbeat as we realize that this is our one chance to escape. I long for something more than what I experience every single and dreary day.